Hi guys, Norm with you again, and in this video we're going to be opening up this Doogee or Doogee V40 phone. It's got 512 gigabytes of storage with 32 gigabytes of RAM, and this is not a sponsored video. I bought and paid for this with my own good money, and I needed this because my phone I'm using now to record on, the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G, the back screen is broke on that 3 times, the back glass, and in the end I just decided not to put back glass on it and just keep it in its hard plastic case with no back glass, and that was fine, it was working for a while. But then recently I broke the screen on it, and I thought, well, I'm not going to bother replacing the screen on the phone. I never really actually liked that S10 since I first bought it. It was a very disappointing phone compared to the old S5. But anyway, so I went up to Tesco Mobile, and I bought outright a Samsung Galaxy S24, and that was £850. And I thought, well, that's not too bad, but I got it home and it only had 128 gigabytes of storage. What the hell are Samsung playing at? And my old bloody S5 had more storage than that, although that was with an SD card. So I took that phone straight back. I said, no, thank you, not enough storage. I'm not paying 850 quid for 128 gigs of storage. They got to be bloody joking. So I sent that one back, and then I looked on Amazon, and I thought, I don't really want a phone with a glass back. I mean, the person who first had the idea of putting glass on the back of a phone needs to be put up against the wall and shot. Because what a stupid idea that is. Glass on the back of a phone. And of course, you know why all the phone companies have done it. They've done it because they know it will break and they know you'll pay them to replace it. Well, I never paid them to replace it. I always bought a back glass off eBay and replaced it myself. But not everyone can do that, can they? Anyway, so then I looked around on Amazon and I found this Doogee V40 rugged phone. It doesn't have glass on the back and it looks really stylish. It's got very good storage, 512 gigs of storage, and you can add a 2 gig, not a 2 gig, a 2 terabyte SD card. Sorry, brain went blank there for a minute. So this has like 2,512 gigabytes of storage, or it will have when I buy the SD card for it. And the specs are as good, if not better, than the Samsung. This camera has night vision on it as well. And this phone was 350 quid. So less than half the price of the Samsung. Okay, it's bloody dodgy. What the hell is that brand? Nobody knows it, nobody's heard of it. But it looks like a decent phone. It has decent specs. I suppose only time will tell if it is any good or not. So let's get this thing open. So I'm filming this video in a different location than normal because my bench is filled up with an marine band radio, which I'm trying to sort out. Let's now get this open. Now the little Samsung came in a tiny weeny little box, just big enough for it to fit in. Here is the specs of this one. if you wanted to see that. There's 3 cards, so you can have 2 SIMs and a SD card. Oh, this phone's quite chunky. Wow. Yep. Oh, that is a beastie. Whoa, look at that. That is quite a handful. It's about the same width-wise as the S10, but certainly a lot more chunky. And we can see the TF/SIM card there slot. I mean, it feels chunky, and yep, you can see or it's not. Yeah, you can sort of see the red design on the back there. I did order a red one. They do have it in silver as well, and this sort of camera arrangement is better than the S24, I believe. I mean, the S24 had three little cameras in a row. I didn't really like that, you know. But this thing, wow, it's a hell of a thing, and it's rugged as well. Look, I'm not breaking it. See? Now you couldn't do that with a Samsung. I challenge any Samsung owner to do that without breaking their phone. Yeah. So anyway, let's now peel off this screen cover protector thing. Well, that does look bloody lovely, doesn't it? Oh, I think so. I mean, it's got a little like bezel bit at the bottom here, and the bezel bit at the top. It looks like there's a speaker at the top there. I don't know what's at the bottom here. Don't know. What have we got in there? That's the charger socket, I imagine. Come on. Yep. USB-C charging. I'm just trying to look at the other. See, the S10 is in not a very good position for me to see it. Just checking that's all in focus. Yep. So that looks good. And yeah, certainly on the Samsung, I've got a hard case on it. And despite it being in that hard case, it's broke the back screen 3 times. This is a chunky phone, but you know, it doesn't feel kind of oversized, but you wouldn't want it any bigger. Let's say that much. I mean, it's big enough, you know. Oh, something happened then. Oh, Doogee by Android, and this is Android 14, supposedly, or Dodgy's version of Android 14. I'm probably saying that name wrong. If somebody knows how the correct way to say that, please comment. Hi there, English United States. Not English United States. English United Kingdom. Can we have English United Kingdom? No? Okay, let's go to English United Kingdom. And start. Yeah, 20% battery. Okay, so the battery isn't charged up enough in this thing. So what I'll have to do is charge this up, and then we'll come back to the review. Okay, so a bit handout. Now I've got it on the scales, and it does weigh 385 grams. So it does weigh more than the S10. But yeah, so let me charge it, and we'll see if it's any good. And of course, just before I do charge that, let's have a look at what else we get in the case. Of course, now with the Samsung, you pay 850 quid, and all you get is the USB-C cable. In this one, you get the USB-C cable, screen protector accessories, whatever that is, and you get the mains charger with it. So if Doogee or Doogee can do all this for £350, what the hell are we paying Samsung for? 850 quid for something a hell of a lot less than that. So, I mean, okay, Samsung is a known named brand, and this is just a dodgy Chinese brand, probably, but certainly it appears at first looks to be a bloody good phone. And we can see, oh yes, manufacturer Shenzhen, Doogee, Heng Tong, Technology Co Limited, China. So it is a Chinese phone, but at first looks, it does seem to be bloody good. And you know, bang, bang, absolutely nothing wrong with it. Oh, it doesn't do the tap to open the screen. Yeah, look at that, superb. And if you accidentally drop it, whoops, I accidentally dropped it. Absolutely no problem. No glass broken on the back or anything. So I'm already liking this phone. This is a bloody good phone. Well, initially, let's get it charged, get into Android, and see if it matches. Good stuff. Okay, so it's been a few days, and I've been using the um, Doogee V40 for a few days and getting used to it. And it is very chunky. Its nickname is going to be Chunky Monkey because it is quite heavy and quite chunky. But overall, I've been quite happy with the device. You know, it's a good device. I mean, for the price, 350 quid. And I want to say again, this is not a sponsored video. I went out and bought this phone with my own good money. And so I'm saying this as a true feeling. And yeah, I mean, the screen I don't think is quite as bright as the Samsung. Um, Probably not. Of course, I mean you're paying a hell of a lot less, but it's a nice, crisp, clear screen. You know, maybe not quite. The colors aren't quite as vibrant, but really, that's not a problem. You know, and it's got 512 gigs of storage on board for 350. And the Samsung S24 was 850, and that only had 128 meg of storage, gigs of storage, sorry. And I've just now bought a 2 terabyte card to go in this phone, and I was quite shocked at the price. 200 quid for a 2 terabyte card. That's a genuine one, mind. There are some 2 gig cards on eBay for 10 quid. Yeah, like that's going to be real, isn't it? You know. Um, but yeah, so this will then be 2.5 terabytes of storage in this phone, and it's like 550 quid. You literally cannot believe it, can you? I mean, it's great. I mean, there's nothing that I found that's really bad with it yet. I mean, I know the actual camera itself, the built-in camera app on the phone, Obviously not seeing anything because it's down there. But the built-in camera app cannot access the Bluetooth mic, which is pretty bad. There is a pro video setting, but no microphone adjustments in that, so that's a bad thing. But I mean, being Android, of course, you can just download a better camera for it. So I have downloaded Open Camera, which is probably around here somewhere. MNO Open Camera, and that should allow the use of the Bluetooth headset. Hopefully, I haven't actually tried that yet, but I'll do that in a minute. Basically, most things, well, everything really is working. With this being Android 14, get it in shot. With it being Android 14, there is a couple of my favorite apps, a couple of my favorite games, and one is Caveman HD, or Caveman HD, which is a Lemmings clone, and it's actually the best Lemmings clone you will ever find. That's Caveman HD, and it was originally going to be a Lemmings game, but they couldn't actually get the license to call it Lemmings, so they called it Caveman HD, and that is a brilliant game, but for some reason, security reasons or something, it won't play on this Android 14. I mean, but then that would be the same if this was a Samsung on Android 14, that wouldn't play. And the other game is Roller, and that is a Cooler World clone, and a very good game, but that won't play on here either. And there's a couple of apps that I've had to like get a new version and a different version. But other than that, I mean, obviously it's going to take a bit of while just to like get used to it and everything. But yeah, haven't actually tried the phone out properly yet. I have took a couple of short videos just checking whether it would record off the Bluetooth mic, and it didn't, obviously. So what I'll do in a moment is I'll put this camera in the tripod, and we'll open up the camera app and see what it's doing. Because yeah, I mean, it's good. You got notifications, and we slide this side, and we got a brightness control. And the thing I like about the brightness control, if you can see it, yep, the screen is too bright. When you turn the brightness up full, the screen is too bright. And how do they know what my eyesight is like? I may need it bright. But yeah, the screen is too bright. But yeah, I mean, I basically got it set to like adaptive brightness or whatever it is. And it's generally, pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, when I moved from the S5 to the S10, I was actually disappointed at the start because the S10 rather, didn't have any of the things that I really liked about the S5. There was, for one, it was like infrared. It didn't have a removable battery. It didn't have several things, and I was quite disappointed moving to the S10. But I've grown to get used to it, and non-removable battery. Well, that seems to be the thing these days. It's a bit stupid, but that's the way it goes. Apple decides to do something, Samsung copies, and that's what everybody else copies these days. But this phone is tough, it's waterproof, and we may well test that waterproof in a minute. And yeah, I mean, it's a chunky monkey, but it's a bloody good phone, I think. I quite like it. you know. Yep. I mean, that's a non-standard weather app because the original weather app didn't actually work. It wouldn't, get the weather. It kept asking for location. It needs location. Needs location. So then I gave it location, and it still didn't work. So that wasn't very good. But I mean, again, it's Android, so you can just if the thing is on, it doesn't work. You can just download another thing, and there's not really much bloatware on this thing. There is a couple of things that you can't remove. Like there's a thing called like children's mode or something, and I wasn't children's space app info. Can't disable it and can't uninstall it. Why do I want children's space on a phone? That's bloody ridiculous. Why I'm not allowed to uninstall that? Another one here, cleaning assistant. Can't disable it, can't uninstall it. Why? Why not? That does bloody annoy me when they put things on the phone and they don't allow you to disable them. I use SD Pro for my cleaning, and that works well. But these other apps, maybe not. But all in all, I mean, you can see it's quite a good screen. Nice and clear, nice and sort of plenty bright enough. I mean, certainly not as vibrant as the Samsung, maybe, but maybe the Samsung is too vibrant. That's the thing, isn't it? Anyway, let me now swap over, and I'll put that camera in the tripod, and we'll see what it films like. Obviously, it's no good if it works well as a phone. It's all well and good, but if it doesn't actually work good as a filming device, then it's no good for me, really. I just should have tried that before I bought the new 2 gig card. But at the end of the day, I'll still use this as a phone, and I'll just bloody buy another camera for filming or something. But yeah, okay. This is the end of filming on the S10. Let's go over to the V40. Okay, so this is now recording on the Doogee V40. I'm not sure if it is recording from the Bluetooth mic. Let's just rub the Bluetooth mic there and just tap the camera's mic, see which one it's recording from. Okay, there's no actual VU meter for the mic as on the S10. This one, as you can see, the screen is broke and cracked. And the thing to do when your screen cracks like that is to do what I've done here and just put standard sort of sellotape on your phone, and that will stop it from splintering or getting any sort of glass shards in your pocket or anything. And this S10 doesn't have a back glass on it now, as you can see, because when the back glass broke for the third time, I thought, right, I'm not going to bother replacing the bloody back glass. I mean, how stupid is it putting glass on the back of a phone? Really, seriously. And the phone is in this like hard plastic, genuine Samsung. Genuine Samsung hard case, and the back glass still broke 3 times. So I replaced it twice, and then when the front glass broke, it's like, well, sod it, I mean, the phone still works fine, and everything's all good, so the screen's okay. It's just the front glass that's broke, But I thought, I can't be bothered with this phone anymore because it's so delicate, you've got to be so careful about dropping it, I mean, if I was to tap this one like I did with the other phone, well, I'm not even hardly hitting it there because the screen's already cracked. I don't really want to make it worse, but you know, certainly, yeah, drop it straight down. I mean, no, this certainly not good. But anyway, so yeah, so that is it seems to be filming in 4K resolution. And yeah, we can certainly see close up on this S10 camera setup. Yeah, so the resolution seems to be okay. I mean, I'll have to see what it's like on the playback, and obviously we'll have to check that it is actually recording from the Bluetooth mic. But yeah, very good. The Doogee phone camera seems to be okay. And of course, the camera has also got night vision, which is superb, I think. You know, I mean, all in all, you know, move over Samsung, Doogee is coming. I mean, a stupid bloody name, isn't it? Doogee, Doogee, you know, but the V40, you know, is, you know, bloody good little phone, I think. Well, big phone actually, but yeah, Doogee V40 for the win. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers for now.